And we're live. Hey team, we're here with Unsportsmanlike Conduct again. And today's topic is going to be talking about NFL head coaches. So it all started for me when I saw the Texans were interviewing Josh McCown for a head coaching position. And at first I was very shocked. I was like, well, that's weird. He hasn't been a head coach anywhere. He hasn't been a coordinator anywhere. I'm like, why are they interviewing this guy? Then I started thinking about it a little bit more. And I started saying, well, this guy, Josh McCown, has been a quarterback in the league for quite a while now. He's been a backup quarterback for elite quarterbacks throughout his time in the NFL. He's been in the league a while. He's been on the sidelines for a while. And I started diving deeper into it a little bit more. And I started thinking, like, what makes a good coach? What makes a good head coach in the NFL? So a couple things, obviously. Number one is, you obviously got to be a people person. You got to be able to talk to all different kinds of personalities. You got to be able to motivate different people with different mindsets and be able to motivate people when they're down and, get basically the most out of every person. Mentally, physically, just maximize whatever potential they have. On top of that, you also have to know how to run plays, the X's and O's, how to manage the clock, all that sort of stuff. Which, obviously, I think someone like Josh McCown as a backup quarterback, he definitely has the X's and O's down just because of having to watch every single play and be ready to go in at a moment's notice if the starting quarterback goes down. Think about this. As a backup quarterback, your job is to always be healthy, be ready to go, know the playbook, understand the defenses, understand the plays, understand your personnel, but you barely ever play. But if you do play, you're going to be thrown in at a moment's notice, and you just got to make it happen. That's obviously ridiculous, but you, as a backup quarterback, you do have the headset on, and you're watching what the starting quarterback is doing. You're watching their progression, them go through their progressions. You're watching them read the defense and manipulate the defense and do what they can before and after and during the play and all that stuff. So you're learning so much. You're sitting on the sideline. You have probably one of the best views in the house of the game. And you're sitting there watching it. You're truly a student of the game. Because in order for that quarterback to be considered for a job anywhere, they have to be a student of the game. They have to work so much harder to be able to play the game at the level that these starting quarterbacks do. Because, in my opinion, the biggest difference between these starting quarterbacks and the backup quarterbacks isn't, what's up here. It's mainly about execution. Someone like Patrick Mahomes is extremely accurate or knows how to get to where he needs to go to. Whereas some of these backup quarterbacks probably maybe don't have the leg strength or the arm strength or can't make the right throw when they need to. But they understand what needs to be done, but it's just about putting what's on paper and bringing it to reality. That is, in my opinion, the biggest difference between a starting quarterback and a backup quarterback. So with that being said, that kind of makes a little bit of sense as to why teams would interview these backup quarterbacks, these career backup quarterbacks, to become head coaches, because they've studied the game. They know how to read defenses. They know what needs to be done from a quarterback perspective, from an offensive perspective, to win a game, basically which play needs to be done when. The part that I am always confused about is why they think that someone who just recently was playing in the NFL can go from being a player and a backup quarterback to automatically running a team. Like I was saying earlier, it's more than just knowing the X's and the O's being a head coach. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to know how to understand people, motivate people, and manage the game as a whole. I mean, as a coach, you're basically the CEO of the squad. You delegate things out to the offensive coordinator, to the defensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach got his things to do, the linebackers coach got his things to do. Everyone's got a unit that they got to manage. And as the head coach, you got to make sure you oversee that. Now, some coaches are play callers like Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. Other coaches delegate everything, which is fine. And that's actually, I believe that's probably the best way to do it, so that you as a head coach can then focus on the big picture. clock management, managing timeouts, challenges, everything. There's so many things that happen in the game and in an organization and everything that you need to be free to be able to handle these issues as they come up. So if you have your offensive coordinator calling plays, your defensive coordinator calling plays, then that frees you up to do other things. I feel like someone with little to no experience in a coaching position would probably be a little bit overwhelmed jumping into a head coaching position. For me personally, I believe you should start out as a team coach, as a smaller organizational coach. Like he could start out as a quarterbacks coach, or an offensive line coach, even an offensive coordinator. I mean, that might be a big jump too, but working your way up through the system and understanding what it takes to be on the coaching side. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Was that it was weird to me that a team was interviewing Josh McCown, but once I started reasoning through it, it kind of made a little more sense, especially because when I saw the data, I saw that there were 11 out of 32 head coaches that were former quarterbacks. I mean, that's a pretty big number. So it just goes to show that that's kind of what teams are looking for, what owners and GMs are looking for, is that person who's actually studied the game, but not just studied the game and knows it in and out, but also can motivate these men making millions of dollars a year to get the best out of them. That's just my 2 cents on coaching. I'll probably do another video on this later too, but as of now, see y'all next time.